Hello. It is Tuesday, May the 20th, 7 o'clock p.m., and we are back at Shop Talk, Music Man's Garage. Thanks for coming by, and I hope that you guys are having a great time. Thanks for joining me today on Shop Talk. I'm going to hang out a little bit and wait and see if anybody shows up. That's just normally what I do. I've been doing this now for about, this is number 5, I guess. So I announced it the first time, and this is Shop Talk number 5. And I'm having a blast doing this. So thanks for stopping by. I do have a couple of things that I kind of want to talk about before I get into some of the content that I decided to present today. This isn't normally like me, but I have a small little rant that I want to get off my chest real quick. If that's all right, hopefully you can oblige me on that. But so last year in the fall, I was crazy in the process of trying to buy a Corvette. I wanted one really bad. I still do. That hasn't changed. But I met a guy at the local Cars and Coffee here in Fort Wayne, and I showed interest to him in buying his Corvette. He told me that he had one for sale. He wanted to sell it, and I was highly interested in it. I had cash in pocket. Told him I was interested, and the gentleman said, "Okay, that's great, but I'm getting ready to go to Florida." Which was a little weird. He said he wanted to sell his car, but then when I told him that I was interested, he said, "I'm about to go to Florida." And so he literally gave me his phone number, and he said he was putting the car in storage, which is fine because it would have been in storage in my house instead of his house. And then he went to Florida. And he was gone for 4 months, 5 months maybe. And over that 5 months period, I actually test drove another Corvette with a manual transmission. And then the guy that had that car for sale sold it, which is fine. I wasn't prepared, didn't tell him I wanted it, whatever. I was still basically looking. Anyway, so in March, over the winter, I had decided to have my Camaro modified. So I sent that out March 1st, as most of you know, and I sent that out and had the car modified. About the middle or toward the end, maybe 3 weeks into March, I get a text message from this guy, and he says, "Hey, I'm back from Florida. Come and pick up this car." And I basically sent him a text message back, and I said, "Hey, I changed my mind. I decided that I'm going to get my car, my Camaro modified. That's where I spent my money." And crickets. Crickets happened. I didn't hear another word from him, which is fine. Now, I don't know if he was pissed, or maybe he was. I think maybe he was, because I'm telling you this for a reason. Anyway, this last Saturday I went to Cars and Coffee. I went to Cars and Coffee first up in Auburn, which was a great show. And I ended up at Cars and Coffee back in Fort Wayne. And I get to Cars and Coffee in Fort Wayne, and I extend my hand out to him, and I'm like, hey, what's going on? And he said, put your hand back in your pocket. I don't want to shake your hand. And I said, okay. He said, you can't be trusted. And I said, pretty much the last time I checked, I'm a grown man and I have the right to change my mind, don't I? Well, I said, dude, you put your car in storage and went to Florida. I had money in pocket last fall, was ready to buy your car, and you said you wanted to put it in storage and go to Florida. So I just kind of assumed that you weren't really sure you were going to actually sell the car to me. So I pursued other things. Like, that's not my fault. What do you mean by I can't be trusted? I didn't give you a check that bounced. I didn't sign a legal agreement that I was going to buy your car. Like, really? Come on. Let's be men here. Anyway, I just wanted to, I know it's kind of weird to start my show off with a rant, but it was like, dude, like, we're all in this together. We all like cars. We all want more cars. But don't be mad at me because I decided to, change my mind. I'm pretty sure I'm allowed to do that as a grown man. But anyway, so I kind of had my Wheaties pissed in, if you will. And then about 10 minutes later, I ran into one of my subscribers, which is kind of rare that I have. I mean, I know of a lot of people that have YouTube channels, and most of their subscribers are like far away. They're right in the same town where you live. I do think I have a few here in town, but I ran into this one in particular about 10 minutes after this other guy chewed me out for not buying his car, basically. I ran into another guy that is a subscriber, and he basically told me that he's been following my channel. He watches every single time a video comes up. He watches it, and he loves what I'm doing, and I really needed to hear that right after this other guy, went off on me about not buying his car. So I wanted to take a minute and just basically start off this show with, I'm not perfect. I'm not an expert at any of this. I'm just doing this for fun. I give you my feedback. I try to be honest with you. I try to tell you exactly what I feel, what I think about a car. I've even had somebody tell me that they wanted me to take a video down off my channel because they didn't like the feedback that I gave on a car that I drove. Okay, well, here, if you scratch my back, I'll scratch yours. I'll promote you if you promote me. If you're not going to promote me, I'm not going to promote you. I've had other instances where I have talked highly of other channels, other people, and they have completely, for some reason, can't say the name of my channel on their channel. Really? Are you serious? Aren't we all in this together? Do you feel threatened? I don't know. Anyway, controversial, whatever, kind of, I don't know. If you're not going to promote me, I'm not going to promote you. This is not me. I'm not famous. I'm not trying to talk bad about anybody. I'm not trying to be better than anybody. I'm just trying to do what I'm doing and have fun doing it. And so I basically wanted to just start that off, my nickname is Music Man, and I try to not put my name on here as much as possible. And when I interview people with their cars, I ask them, please don't say my name. Like, I'm not hiding anything. It's just a privacy matter. I don't say your full name, and I would appreciate you not saying my full name. So my nickname's Music Man. That's why this is called Music Man's Garage. So anyway, I just wanted to get that off my chest. I know that and probably a few people are going to be mad because I'm saying what I'm saying. That's okay. My channel is doing well. And I wanted to tell you that if you are a subscriber, I appreciate you. If you follow what I am putting on, if you like the content that I'm putting on, please do me a favor and hit the like button and then leave a comment. You know, if you leave a comment and you hit the like button, guess what? That tells YouTube that you like what you see. And in turn, that helps my channel grow. And I'm trying to grow my channel just like anybody else. Now, if you don't like my channel, that's okay too. I'm fine with it. I think it's really kind of weird. I was looking at my channel the other day, and I found people that hit the thumbs down button. Like, I don't know what I did in that video to make you hit the thumbs down button, but okay. It's possible that people are going to watch my stuff and not like it. I'm all right with that. But I'm trying to focus on the people that do like it. And I want to tell you, John, I appreciate the encouragement that you gave me the other day at Cars and Coffee in Fort Wayne. Like, thank you for that. If you're watching this, I wanted to give you a shout out live that I appreciate it. Now, again, I'm not a mechanic. I am not a professional. I don't know everything about every car. But this last weekend, I'll be honest with you, I was a little bit burned out because I've been doing a whole lot with YouTube, and I'm not going to quit. But this last weekend, I decided that I needed somewhat of a break. So what I did was I took a break. And when I went to Cars and Coffee at the Auburn Cord Duesenberg Museum up in Auburn, Indiana, I never got my cameras out, not one time. I didn't take any photographs even on my phone. I think I did take one photograph of a car from Bud Chevrolet that I saw. Somebody in Fort Wayne bought it, and I did take a picture of that. But then I deleted it. Anyway, I honestly regret that because there were a couple of cars there, and I'm going to go. This is where we're going to go now on the show. I'm all about cars. Like, if I see a car that stands out to me, then I want to talk about it on my shop talk. And so I don't know why. I guess I've been under a rock or something for the last few years, because there are a ton of cars out there that I've never even seen. Probably because I don't go to car shows, or I didn't until 2 years ago. Anyway, there is a car that I saw that I wanted to talk to you briefly about. It's pretty neat. It is a BMW i8 Roadster. Have you guys ever heard of that? I've never heard of that until, never even seen one, never heard of it, didn't know it existed until last Saturday when I went to Cars and Coffee at Auburn Court Duesenberg. Now, I want to show you a photograph of one if you've never seen one. This is a BMW i8 Roadster. This is not a photo I took. This is a photo I got off of the internet. You know, there are tons of people selling cars on the internet. To my understanding, the production of this car was 2013 to 2020. I don't know what year this one is, but I saw one of these at the car show and I thought it was absolutely cool. So I wanted to talk to you real quick about it. It has Lambo doors on it. It's a hybrid. And according to the information that I've gotten off the internet from doing research on it, it is a plug-in hybrid engine, and it has between 362 and 374 horsepower. Now, it has a front electric motor and a rear, it's got a rear 3-cylinder twin turbo gas motor. That's crazy. In this little itty bitty car. Like, I stood around this car for probably 20-25 minutes trying to find the owner. And I never figured out who it was. I asked a couple different people and they said, no, it's not ours. But I saw this car there and I loved it. Like, I thought, wow, this car is amazing. Like, can you imagine taking this car down to the tail of the dragon and going, somewhere in it? Like, this is what the doors closed. It's very aerodynamic looking. This is what the doors open. This photo's kind of a little bit fuzzy, but I think this car is incredible. I don't even know really how much they cost. I think I saw a couple on the internet for sale for like $60,000. And then I saw a couple of them on here for $140,000. So I'm not real sure what it would cost to get into one. Now, I'm not saying I'm going to run out and buy one at all. That's not what I'm saying either. But I wanted to share this car with you because I think it's pretty cool. Obviously, I have more horsepower in my Camaro. And I consider myself a muscle car guy. But this is pretty cool. 374 horsepower between a twin turbo triple cylinder engine with an electric motor in the front. I've never even heard of that. Never even seen one. But I think it's pretty stinking cool. So I wanted to share that with you. And I hope that you enjoy that. And then I do have a little bit of other news before we go on. I found out that there's going to be, 2026, they're working on the new Shelby GT500 in 2026, and they are calling the engine code name is Legend. I don't know why. I don't know if they're going from the Coyote and changing it over to what they call the Legend, and I'm not sure what's going to change that. But this is a picture of the prototype that I found. And I got this off of, I think I got this off of Car and Driver. But this is basically, behind the scenes photos that were found of the 2026 Shelby GT500. I thought I would share that with you as well. And that's pretty cool. So anyway, I wanted to share that with you, and it's pretty neat. But the other thing is, I guess, going back to what we were talking about earlier is, like, I like to come on here and talk about shows that are coming up in my area, shows that have already happened. And like last weekend, for the first time, I went to Cars and Coffee up in Auburn, Indiana at the Auburn Cord-Duesenberg Museum. Now, I've been to that place before. I was actually in a wedding about 15 years ago at the Auburn Cord-Duesenberg Museum. And it's a pretty neat place. If you've never been there and you're passing through the Auburn, Indiana area, you should stop and take a look at it. It's pretty cool. I think for $15 you can, you pay at the front desk and they let you go walk through and check out all the cars. Now, for me personally, those cars are really fun to look at. I enjoy looking at them. I think they're cool. But would I ever have one in my garage? Probably not. They just don't really interest me to the point where I'm like, hey, I got to have one of those. I don't think I would ever get one. But they are pretty neat to go look at. So if you're in the area and you are looking for something to do, if you're on vacation and you're passing through and you need something to go do, stop by the Auburn Cord-Duesenberg Museum in Auburn, Indiana, and check it out. So anyway, the car show that I was at, like I said, I just needed to take like a breather for myself, and I didn't ask anybody to, if they were interested in shooting a video on their car for my channel. I didn't take photographs of anything. I ran into some old friends from last year, some people that I've met since I've been hanging out in the car community. I saw Scott's amazing C6 Corvette. That car is incredible. Maybe someday he'll let me shoot a video of it. But then the other thing is I ran into, the car that I showed you a little bit ago, the i8 Roadster by BMW. That's a pretty neat car. And in the process, I also met another couple that had this other really cool car, and I wanted to share that with you. So let's go back to screen share, and I will show you that car. This is a Porsche 912. And there was one of them there. Again, this is not a photograph of their car. But this is something that I was able to find on the internet because I did some research on it. And this is a neat little car. Like, this is the same color, I think, of their car, the people that I met. And I think the lady said hers was a 1968. Now, I am absolutely kicking myself for not introducing myself and asking if she would be interested in doing a video. But this little car is so cool. Like, back in the 90s when I worked at a motorcycle store in Ohio, the owner of the motorcycle store had a Porsche 911. And my job was to take motorcycles out of the crate, put them together, put fuel and oil in them, test drive them, make sure they were ready to be sold. And the owner had an orange Porsche 911. And of course, because I was the detail guy and he was the owner, Friday afternoon, guess who got to wash his Porsche 911? I did. And I was okay with that. And the really cool thing is, a couple of times we went out for lunch and he took me out for lunch in the 911. It was a blast, and the only time I would have ever had the opportunity to ride in one. But this 912, now I'm not sure what makes them different, but this 912 is pretty neat. And I ended up actually seeing two of them last week at Auburn Court Duesenberg Cars and Coffee. Like, I've never seen one, and I saw two on the same day. And I wanted to share that with you just because I think that car is very cool. Now, I'm not sure what anything, I don't have any idea what something like this is worth, but that 1968, I'm pretty sure the lady said it was a 1968, it's in mint condition. Somebody took care of it. It's beautiful. And if I ever run into that lady and her husband again, I'm going to hopefully ask them. If I ask nice, maybe they'll let me do a video on their car. And then I will get more details about it, and I'll put it on my channel so that I can share it with you guys. So anyway, I wanted to throw that out and let you know that I saw those two cool cars last week at Cars and Coffee in Auburn, Indiana. Now, the other thing that I'm doing is trying to, maybe put on a few shows here and there that are coming up to my area locally, or shows that I plan on going to. And this coming weekend is Memorial Day weekend. Do you have any plans to go to a car show in the area? If you do, leave a comment down below and let me know which one you're going to. Now, I do know of a car show here locally, but you have to have reservations, which is weird. Like, I just thought car shows or car meets or, hangouts with your car friends, you just say, hey, this is where we're going to be. Come hang out. I've never heard of having to have a reservation before. So I'm not going to go to that car show. It's on Friday night. Cause I'm not all about that. I just want to show up when I want to show up and leave when I want to leave. But I do plan on going to Cars and Coffee the Saturday. Now, in Indiana, the weather is like right now, it's ridiculous. It's like 45 degrees. And Saturday, they said it's going to be like 48 degrees, 50 degrees Saturday morning. I'm not sure what the turnout will be. Maybe we'll all take another day off. I don't know. Because the weather in Indiana is just crazy. It's always different. It's never the same. But rest assured, summer's coming around. Usually what happens in Indiana, we have cold, 85. Cold, 78. Cold, 90. 95. We go straight from what is the weather doing to June happens, and then it's like 90. And it stays hot pretty much all summer. So anyway, I am probably not going to do a live next week just because of the holiday weekend, and I'm probably going to be out of town for the weekend doing some car stuff and hanging out with friends and eating some barbecue and all that other stuff. And so then I probably am not planning on doing a shop talk next Tuesday. But if you come back 2 weeks from now, let me pull up my calendar. That will be June the 3rd. I plan on coming back June the 3rd and doing another shop talk. And then from there, I'm actually considering just doing this about every other week until I, build up my channel more. And I have some participation in this. I see people drop in, they come in, they hang out for, 5 minutes and then they take off, whatever, that's fine. Maybe you're not interested in the stuff I'm talking about, I don't know. But I want you to know that I'm here, I'm having fun. I like talking about cars and sharing new things that I've seen, and new cars that I've never seen before, and then I spend literally days just like looking into those cars, checking them out. And then of course, obviously, when this live is over, it gets posted straight to YouTube, my YouTube channel. So if you watch it after the fact, that's cool too. I know, sometimes maybe you can't be here because of the time slot that I chose of 7 to 7:30, but the other reason obviously is because I've told you before, I work third shift and I have to leave to go to work at 8 o'clock. So sometimes I can't go past 8, but I try to do at least a half hour, and then just share a few things. And again, if you watch this after the fact, that's cool. Please help grow the channel. Subscribe if you aren't already subscribed. Hit the like button. Leave a comment. If you think I'm goofy, that's okay too. Leave that. But anyway, so I'm gonna go ahead and sign off for tonight. And I hope that you enjoyed this. I'm gonna go through this one more time, real quick, just as a reminder of what we talked about. This is a 912 that I saw. This is not the actual photo. I saw a 912 at Cars and Coffee last week. I also saw a BMW i8 Roadster, which was very impressive. And then, of course, I got a news information about the prototype Shelby GT500 for 2026. So hopefully you enjoyed this today, and don't forget, I will be back on June the 3rd. I'm taking next week off from doing a live. So thanks for stopping back to the Music Man's Garage. Music Man, I'm out.